Hi gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Dumpster, where it's a review of the movie Cool as Ice. This one is about a guy named Johnny, who's a rapper and who's also a drifter. He and his crew are stranded in a small town when one of the members of his crew has a motorcycle breakdown. So as they're riding along before all this happens, Johnny notices a girl riding on horseback named Kathy. And honestly, it looks kind of like a familiar scene, but we'll get into that one later. Kathy has a boyfriend named Nick, who's not exactly cool as ice, but he's about as plain as vanilla ice cream. And Johnny decides to kind of play, well, the way he would, to try and win over Kathy. While at this local club, there seems to be some band playing some really bland, dull music. Johnny gets up there with his friends, and they start rapping. Kathy kind of likes it. Nick goes a little bit into furious mode. They kind of have a big fight, and Kathy decides, screw both of them, I'm gonna walk home. That is until a couple of gentlemen decide to try and grab her, but it's Johnny to the rescue as he grabs her and takes her home and all this other stuff. And they plan a nice little somewhat date. Her dad, Gordon, is a little bit worried about Johnny because, well, he's a stranger in town and he thinks that maybe Johnny might have something to do with a man who's after his family, because it turns out Gordon at one time was a police officer who was involved with some crooked cops, and the crooked cops are out to get him. And he's pretty much been trying to keep his family in hiding ever since then. So Johnny takes Kathy's brother Tommy out for a ride, and then as soon as he drops him off at home, the two bad policemen pick Tommy up, make him record a message to his family, and of course Gordon still thinks that Johnny has something to do with the whole thing. So Johnny gets his crew together. They go to a construction site where Tommy's being held at. A big fight happens and all this other stuff. And of course, Johnny and his friends win. And Nick shows up trying to win Kathy back, because earlier in the movie him and his friends got beaten up by Johnny and his friends. And Kathy's fallen for Johnny so badly, she decides, you know what, I'm going to be a biker chick, as Nick tried to tell her that she was going to wind up being. So for one last big hurrah, Johnny and Kathy ride on his motorcycle. They kind of ramp it over Nick's car and take off into the big city, where it ends up with a big rap song. Movie stars, of course, Vanilla Ice and Michael Gross, who you might remember from the Tremors movies. But the big question is, does Cool as Ice belong in a dumpster? Wow, that was loud. But yes, it does. Oh boy, was this movie crap. Where do I begin? I don't know who on earth had the idea of making Vanilla Ice a rapper, but somebody sat there and said, "Hey, let's make Vanilla Ice play Vanilla Ice in the movie," but he plays a guy named Johnny. There's actually one part of the movie where it's kind of sped up for some reason. I don't know why. And quite honestly, this movie's crap. This movie's so bad, the director of the movie actually disowned it. I don't think this movie even made $1 million at the box office. This movie bombed horribly. I can look at some singers who can do acting, and I can actually admit they can do pretty good. You can get into their characters pretty well. I think Willie Nelson's a good actor. I think, trying to think of other people. But there are quite a few musicians and performers who do acting gigs, and they're really good at it. But in this case, if you got a guy who's pretty much playing himself in a movie this bad, yeah, you're really not going to have much of a good time watching this piece of crap movie. It was labeled a romantic comedy musical. I think this movie is about, maybe about around an hour and a half of your life you're never going to get back. If I could describe this movie in any words, well, let's just say it sucked. But there you guys have it, a review of Cool as Ice. No, it wasn't. It was lame as anything you can imagine. And if you like my videos, always feel free to subscribe. And however you feel about the movie, leave me a comment down below if you like. And if you got a movie that you think belongs in a dumpster that could have been colder than ice or lamer than, well, anything, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.